Hi everybody, it's Christina from Pretty Distressed. I am a furniture flipper and normally on here you will find me making over pieces of furniture, but today I'm gonna make over some home decor items that I found at the thrift store. I'm even gonna be duping the very popular Anthropologie Primrose Gleaming Mirror, making my own version. So if you wanna see these little mini thrift store makeovers, just keep watching. So I headed to the thrift store to find some items I thought I could make over and look more high-end. I recently did this around my home, making over a lot of the farmhouse stuff I have to be more modern and up-to-date. So I had a lot of fun doing that, so I'm going to do it again today. My goal at the thrift store is to buy home decor items that are very inexpensive, and I have a wide array of stuff that we're going to be making over today, so this should be a lot of fun. I'm teaming up with Wagner today on this video. I'm going to be trying out their QX1, which is a smaller sprayer, really beginner friendly and great for small projects like this, as well as their medium spray tent, which is really easy to set up. So I got this basket for $6. Baskets can range anywhere from $30 to $150, wherever you're getting them from. And you can use them for so many things, to store blankets, on entryway tables, for plants. So I think these are always a great find. I like the natural color on this basket and wanted to keep one of those stripes, so I'm just taping that off and I'm going to paint the rest of the basket white. Before I get started, I'm just going to mask off the bottom of my tent for easy cleanup, and then I'm grabbing a white furniture paint. You could use any type of craft paint here. You are going to want to thin your paint out with this particular sprayer. It's meant for thinner materials like stains and sealers, and it's great for small outdoor projects, but you can also use it with these craft paints because these craft paints really love water and they're easy to thin out. This paint is a pretty thick paint, so I watered this down about 20%. And I'm going to be doing most of my spraying in a downward motion, so I'm going to make sure my intake tube is pointing away from me. The QX1 only has one adjustable setting for material flow, so I'm starting at 1 to see how that goes, and I'll move it up as I need to. To turn this on, you just flip the switch at the top, and that makes the turbine go, and then you pull the trigger to release the paint. I found that I like to have this on the 5 setting for these thick chalk style like paints. This is my first time using this sprayer, and I found that I like to be 6 inches away from the piece that I'm spraying. I found it helpful to have a clean rag on hand to wipe off any buildup on the nozzle. I only ended up doing 1 coat of paint on here, and I love the way this turned out. Stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to be styling and showing you all the afters at the end. Next up, while I still have my white paint in my sprayer, I'm going to prime all these canvases because I'm going to create some new textured artwork with them. Of course, you could just buy brand new canvas to do this, but I got these for $1 a piece, so I'm going to be a little bit more sustainable here and prime them to create new artwork on them. I feel a little sad covering up someone's artwork that they worked really hard on, but they donated these, so it's free game. I was able to coat these in this white paint in 60 seconds, and I'm not going to have to do a second coat, so those are some great features of using a spray gun like this. I'm all done with my white paint, so I'm going to clean this out. It's just as easy as getting everything all cleaned with soap and water, and I love that everything detaches from the motor, so I don't have to worry about burning the motor out by getting water in it. So I'm going to try my hand at some textured arch art that I have been seeing everywhere. I'm using Deck's wall spackle because it's pink, and when it dries it's white, so I'm going to know when it's ready to paint. I think a better option here would to be use like plaster of Paris or something like that. There's probably something more affordable that has like a longer open time that's easier to use. But this is what I had. I have it for furniture, I have it for around my house, and it worked out pretty well. So I'm just spreading the spackle on with a putty knife, and then I'm taking a tile trowel that I got for like $5 that has really tiny teeth on it, and I'm making my arches. These had to dry overnight, and if it's a sunny day, if you put them outside, it'll help that process move along. But I just grabbed a bunch of different neutral paints that I had that I thought looked good together, and I used little artist brushes to paint out all the arches I made. This is the thrift flip that I'm most excited to share with you guys. I had this mirror from a dresser that I didn't use it on, so I'm removing the back and just pulling out the mirror and getting rid of the frame. It's curved at the top, so I thought this would be the perfect mirror to try to dupe the Anthropologie Gleaming Primrose mirror that you see all over Instagram. It's $550 for the 3-foot version. I think this mirror is gorgeous, but I would never pay that much for a mirror, so I'm going to try to build my own. I've got some trim and some decorative pieces that I'm going to place on here. I'm going to start by giving the mirror a good clean because this has been sitting in the garage for a very long time, but I'm glad I didn't throw it out. And then I'm going to start cutting the trim pieces down to size. I'm going to use my miter saw, but it's definitely not necessary. If you have like a miter box and a saw, that would work well. I don't even think you necessarily need to miter the bottom because I'm going to cover those up with the decorative pieces, but I have a miter saw, so I just mitered my corners so they look really nice. I'm going to do this the easy DIY way and just glue my frame to the mirror. So I'm using a Type Bond multi-purpose glue to adhere this to the mirror. And then I'm just using some clamps to hold it in place while it dries. Next, I'm going to grab my Wagner Furno because all my decorative pieces are actually wood you bend pieces, and you can bend them and mold them as you heat them up with the gun. My top piece was a little bit too long, so I heated it up and clipped off the excess on the sides. I'm also attaching my other decorative pieces to the base of the mirror, and like I said, this is completely covering up my beautiful miter job I did on the frame, so that definitely isn't necessary. And now I'm going to grab this rope trim and I'm going to trim out the rest of the frame with it. I do have my Furno on the lowest setting, just so you guys are aware. You don't need much heat to get this to bend, but it will start hardening up on you. So if it starts to harden up on you, just apply some more heat to make it pliable again. So I'm going to apply my glue, and then I'm going to be able to bend this trim piece to fit this curve. That is the beauty with this wood you bend. It is a little bit more expensive than other products out there, but you're not going to be able to do this and get this customized look like this. So it's definitely worth it to me. And paint adheres really, really nicely to this. And when you're using other bendable stuff like plastics, they don't always take paint as well. Okay, now that I've got everything trimmed out, I'm just going to tape off my mirror and get ready to spray it. I'm going to use black paint as a base and then put gilding wax over it, and it's going to give it a beautiful aged patina. This furniture paint I'm using here is a lot thinner, so I only watered this one down at 10%. Okay, so what's the benefit of using the sprayer compared to hand painting? Well, it's going to save you a lot of time, and the Control Spray QX1 is perfect for people who are new to sprayers. It has a good entry price point of $80, so it's a lot more affordable than other sprayers you've seen me use on my channel. It's going to give you a smooth, consistent finish. You're going to have no brush marks. It's going to put the paint on better, so you only have to do one coat as opposed to two. It's lightweight, easy to handle. It also has the adjustable flow control, so you can spray in 3 different patterns, up and down like this, turn it sideways to do horizontal spraying, and then if you need to do a few little touch-ups, you can just point this at a diagonal like this, and it will give you a great spray to do little touch-ups. So I think this would be a great starting point to use on smaller pieces of furniture and little craft items like this, and see if you like spraying, and then you could always bump up to a bigger sprayer like mine if you like it. Okay, now to give me the beautiful metal finish like the primrose mirror I'm trying to dupe, I grabbed some gold gilding wax, and I'm just going to apply this with a small artist brush, and I'm not trying to put this in every little crack and crevice. I actually want some of that black coming through because it's going to look like an aged patina. It's going to make this look like metal. So I love the depth this is giving me as opposed to just spray painting it all gold. I just don't think it would have the same look. And this went really fast, having the whole base painted as black and then just lightly having to touch it up with the gilding wax. Oh my gosh, I love the way this turned out. I can't wait to show it to you all styled up. Next, I'm grabbing some glass vases. I got all these for $2 a piece, and I'm going to try to make these look more sophisticated and like ceramic. And vases are so expensive, you guys. Even at Target, like a set of 3 vases is $35, but if you get them from West Elm or Pottery Barn, they could be anywhere from like $140 for a set of 3. So I'm just going to use that same black paint that I have, and the sprayer puts this on so easily. And this paint's gonna level out as it dries, and these things look so smooth. Like you could never get this type of finish using a brush. And again, I only had to do 1 coat on these. Okay, next up is this lamp I got for $10. Lamps can be super expensive too, you guys. Like Target ones are going to be anywhere from $50 to $70. And then Pottery Barn and West Elm have ones that are like $400. I really liked the shape of this one, but I didn't like the scalloping. I thought that made it look really dated. So I'm grabbing that spackle again and filling in those holes so that it won't have that scalloping. I let that first coat dry, and then when I came in with my second coat, I am spreading it horizontally versus vertically. Looking back now, I probably should have sanded down that first coat a little bit more, and it probably would have helped me out. Just depending on how much texture you want in it, you can sand that first coat. Once that second coat was dry, I just took my sandpaper and I'm smoothing out any harsh edges I have. I wanted this to have texture, but I didn't want it to be too textured, so I'm just smoothing it out a bit. When I'm finished sanding, I'm just wiping back any dust that I have, and then I'm ready to paint. Because this is textured, I am going to have some little white areas, but that is what I'm going for, and it'll make sense when this is all done. But again, the sprayer made this so easy, and I only had to do 1 coat, and once that was dry, I just flipped it over to get the spots underneath. All right, now that I'm done painting, I'm just going to remove my canister and put my unused paint back in the container. And you will see I really didn't use that much paint. I still have 3/4 of this paint left, and I did 3 vases, a lamp, and the mirror. So still have lots of paint left. I'm just removing all these pieces, and then I'm going to go clean it in my warm soapy water again. And you guys, this doesn't take much more time than actually having to clean paintbrushes if anybody's scared of the cleanup time. The directions to fold up and put away the tent are right inside the cover, and it was really easy. Okay, now that this is mostly dry, I am grabbing some cornstarch because I really want to make this texture shine a little bit more, and it's going to get in all those little cracks and crevices and just make it look like an aged ceramic vase. And one last quick little decor flip for you. I grabbed these wooden bowls, and I want to get rid of the orangey undertone they have. So I'm grabbing some old smoky gel stain from Lily Moon Vintage in a natural color. And I'm just rubbing this on here, and it's just going to kind of wash these bowls and take away that orange. Really sorry for my terrible camera work here, but this has a built-in top coat too. So once these dry, they're ready to use. Okay, all my decor thrift flips are done. So let's see them in action. I really love the way these turned out, you guys. I should go to the thrift store for decor more often instead of spending my money for new things. Like, there are great treasures out there in the thrift store, and you can put your own little stamp on them and they can look great around your home. I think this mirror is definitely my favorite flip. It was a little bit more than the other ones with the investment of the wood you bend, but it really makes it look authentic and beautiful. So I think it was worth it. And definitely a lot cheaper than $550. And I think with practice, I could get better at this textured art. I don't know about my color scheme here. I might change that up, but let me know down in the comments, what was your favorite flip? Thanks for joining me for today's video. If you like these decor flips, I have some more in this is a Farmhouse Dead video. I think you guys will really enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell notification. You'll be notified anytime my videos go live. I'll be back soon with another project. Thanks for being here, you guys, and I will see you next time.